Guys, what's up? Jeff here again to orient your fitness in the right direction. And several months ago I did a video in response to something Athlean X did. He did a video on the gluteus medius muscle, and so I made a response video to that, and it's actually the most popular video on my channel. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Actually, you could go watch it when this video is over. But anyways, he recently did a video on the upright row exercise and how it's the most dangerous exercise, and I actually disagree. I disagree. And why do I disagree? Well, let me explain the overall gist of his video, first of all, so I can get into what I'm gonna say. So pretty much the upright row, it's a dangerous exercise because essentially when you do the upright row where you take that bar and you come up like that, you are replicating a provocative test called Hopkins Kennedy. That's a test where you raise your arm like this, you take your arm, and then you internally rotate it like that. So it's pretty much you flex your shoulder up like that, then you internally rotate it like that. If that's painful, that could be an indication of shoulder impingement pretty much, where structures in here are being jammed in that subacromial space in your shoulder. And so when you do the upright row, you're essentially doing many motions of that test. And so that's kind of like taking a hammer and nail to your rotator cuff if that's happening again and again. So it's definitely not good he went over this in the video. When you do that internally rotate and come up, you're bringing the greater tubercle in your arm. He pointed to it, you're bringing it forward, and then you bring it up, there's less space, so then the structures in here can get jammed in that space, that subacromial space. So you don't want that happening. That can lead to a rotator cuff injury or a rotator cuff tear. But the thing is, and he mentioned this in his video, you have different acromion shapes. So there's a type 1, which is flat, type 2 is curved, type 3 is hooked. Type 3 is the worst type. That means you have even less space than normal. If you have a regular type, the curved type, you could still run into a lot of problems doing the upright row. But some people, they're lucky and they have a flat acromion shape. And so when you internally rotate and come up, you have extra space in there. So many people can actually get away with the upright row is what I'm trying to say. Many people can actually get away with it without issues. If you have that special, if you have not special type, but that type that is more desirable, let's say. So you could actually get away with it. But I'm gonna give you an exercise right now, but that many of you guys, unless you're lucky and you have good genetics, or you're training very correctly, like really working out your rotator cuff to stabilize your shoulder, that ball in the socket, this is gonna really cause a lot of problems in you, and I believe this is even worse than the upright row. And the exercise that I'm talking about is doing behind the neck presses with heavy weight behind your back. I believe that's even worse than the upright row, because the thing is, when you do this, when you bring your arms up like that, and when you pretty much abduct your arm, bring it up sideways and externally rotate, when you do that, you're going into the danger zone of your shoulder, where it should be. And what do I mean by the danger zone? Pretty much what I mean by the danger zone is abduction and external rotation. So when you do that, your shoulder's the ball and socket joint, so when you do that, your ball is going down and forward. And so when you do that with heavy weight behind your back, that's a lot of pressure where that ball is really going really hard into that shoulder, right forward into your shoulder, right pressing into those ligaments. And there's only one ligament checking that motion of down and forward. It's called your inferior glenohumeral ligament. So that's the ligament that's only checking it. And so if you stretch out that ligament over time, what can happen is other structures are gonna have to jump in to stabilize now. So things like the long head of the biceps is gonna have to jump in and stabilize you right there. Your rotator cuff's gonna have to overfire to stabilize you. Now those structures can get inflamed, and now you can get impingement there between in that space right there, you can get impingement. So that's why I believe, one, that exercise is not good, and two, many of us, we just lack proper mobility and we don't stretch, and our lifestyle promotes bad posture. For example, many of us, we just sit down typing a lot throughout the day at our job, and so you can get that thoracic kyphosis going on. And because many of us, we type a lot, we're in this bad posture, and so we can't even get that bar right over our heads, so we can't even get that bar straight up. You want to get that bar straight up over you, so that's less stress on your rotator cuff. But because many of us, you can't do that, the bar's not going to be straight up, and so your rotator cuff's going to have to overwork even more to stabilize you. Muscles that do external rotation, the muscles like your infraspinatus and your teres minor, which do external rotation like that, they're gonna have to really overfire to stabilize the bar now. And so that's even more stress on your rotator cuff. And so because of that forward pressure on that ligament and your rotator cuff potentially overworking even more than it has to, I believe that's really gonna blow out your shoulder faster than upright rows in many people. That's what I believe. Maybe some of you guys disagree, but In some people, acromion, like I said, so many people can get away with the upright row, but the other, this, I don't think many people can get away with that in the long run. Unless you have some combination of luck and good genetics, I think that exercise, especially with heavy weight, it's going to cause a lot of trouble in many people. So that's why I believe that exercise, behind the neck presses with heavy weight, is even worse than the upright row. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. If you'd like for me to mention any other topics, let me know. This has been Jeff once more, orienting your fitness in the right direction. If you like this video, thumb it up, comment, subscribe to my channel. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later soon.